In this video, we're going to learn how we can take a simple Unity project by using Git or the basics of version control to then store that in GitHub. And you will get the fundamentals of how you can use that project and then working on it and see the history of it. If you like this video, please let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. Also hitting that notification bell really means a lot to me. You can also find my Patreon down in the description. And a big thanks you to Shannon Galloway for supporting me there. But let's just dive into it. So first off, we need to understand Git. And Git is just a simple version control system. And that may not make sense to you, but it will make sense in the meantime. So think it of like this. So we're going to use Git, and Git is the way that we are going to transfer code pretty much. So we're going to say that these files are going to have changed, and then we're going to take these files and push them somewhere to store them. And that's then where GitHub comes in. So if we then check GitHub, GitHub is pretty much a place where you create an account, and on this account you can create repositories. So in this kind of repositories, this is pretty much a virtual folder or a folder. All of the folders are virtual, but it's a folder pretty much. And these folders are then going to store your projects and some small data about Git. So after you have Git installed, and after you then have created an account on GitHub or GitLab, whatever you prefer, this video will just follow GitHub for now. But once you have those installed, we can go and move on to the next step. So now if you have installed Git and then also of course signed into GitHub, we can simply go to the top right corner and we're going to create a new repository. So first off, we're going to give this repository a name. I will just call it something like Unity tutorial. Then we have the description, and this is pretty much a short description that you will see in GitHub. We can type something like Unity YouTube tutorial project. We can set this to either public or private. I'm just going to set this private as I'm going to delete it afterwards. Then we're going to have this option right here. So with Git, we can actually initialize a Git repository. And what a repository is, so this is a repository right here, is that we're actually creating a folder. So this folder will then contain all of our project files. But to actually store those things, we're going to have it to be initialized as a Git repository. We can do this automatically with GitHub, so we'll just do that for now. And that will also create a README file. So the README file will pretty much just be a longer description of the project. And that's up to you what you put in there. There's templates for that if you want to use that. Then we're going to say that we want a git ignore. So when you're creating projects, or mostly at least, for example, in Unity, you're going to have temporary files that only gets created when you actually build a project and stuff like that. Stuff you don't care about when you add it to version control or when you store it, because it will be rebuilt afterwards. So we're just going to open this, type Unity. And that will just generate a git ignore for Unity. Then we're just going to create a repository. So here we can see the page that we got to. And if we scroll down a bit, we can see that it has some files in it. So just think of this as a big folder. We have a git ignore file in here and we have a readme file. The readme file is just displayed here. And as I said, it's just a longer description of the project, or think of it like that at least. Then the git ignore, if we would navigate into that, we can just see that this will exclude some Unity specific files. We can just ignore that as well. Then we have the most important thing as of now. We will get into this in another tutorial probably, but just think of this as now. So each time you add something to this repository, you will add a commit. So if I just click on this commit, you can see that this will pretty much represent the whole history of you working in the project, or each time you have actually added something to the project. So we can see that when we actually created a project, it added a commit for us, which just said initial commit. And I will explain this as we add a project. So now we actually need to copy this project down to our desktop, and we're going to use this by cloning it. So we'll use this line right here. We can just copy that, and we're going to open the terminal or command line. So this is quite different if you're on Windows, Linux, or Mac. If you're on Windows, you can write dir. And if you're on Linux or Mac, you can write ls. and that will just say list, or for Windows it will say directory. That will then list all of the different folders and projects, or folders and files. We can see that we have desktop, documents, downloads, and stuff like that. I'm just going to navigate to desktop. So when we try to navigate somewhere in the command line, we're going to use a command called cd. So cd stands for change directory, and we'll just type desktop. We can actually autocomplete this if we try to press tab, and we can see that it autocompletes it to desktop. So if we press enter, we can then see that this is represent that we are now in the desktop. So if we write dir or anything like that, we will then see all of the files that we have on the desktop. But we're going to just copy that project right now. So if we write git, which is the version control system, or git as we downloaded before, we can get quite a lot of commands. So we're actually going to clone this. So by cloning, we're just saying that we want to copy the files on this link over to our working directory. And this link which you just got from this green button right here. So we are just saying that git, please download this file or this folder. So that if we just enter, we will see that this will clone. And now this file will be on our desktop. So if we just quickly navigate here, we can see that we have this Unity tutorial project. I already have a Unity project right here to the side, and I already opened it as well. So to the right here, you can see the Unity project, which just has some normal Unity files. And to the left, we have the repository. So if I open this, we can see that we simply have this .git file, which just says that this is a repository. We have these git ignore files, which just says that we are going to ignore some files from Unity. And we also have the readme. So what I'm going to actually do is that I'm not going to take this complete folder and copy it in there, because I don't want the repository to look like a folder, and then we have the project folder, and then we have the files. I just want all of the files to be represented right away. So I just navigate into this project or Unity project, take all of the files in there, move it over to the other folder. So now we have the full project, or all of the files for the Git project in this Git repository. So we can now close this and delete the project. So here we have now the new project, which just is stored in a repository folder. So now if we open the terminal again, we can navigate to that folder. So if we type cd, we can type Unity tutorial, which is the folder, that's the name of your folder. We can type dir in here. And now you can see that this just lists all of the files that we have here. So now we actually need to push this up. So one good thing we can do is type git status. And that will just list all of the different files that has been added. That means that Git doesn't know that we actually want to store this yet. So we can type git add, and we can, if we want to, just copy one of them and paste that in. If we write git status again, we can see that that file is added. But I want to add all of the files because we just have copied over a whole project, and I just want to add all of the files. So we can just type git add dot for all. So I'm just going to clear the terminal window because it's quite messy. So to now show this, we can use git status again. You can see that this has now made all the files green. And that just means that all of these files are going to be tracked. So the way we're going to push this up now is that we are going to write git commit. So after we have added the files, that means that all of these files will be bundled inside this commit. So if we write git commit, we can specify a message. So this message will pretty much just be that we want to take all of these files, we want to send them to GitHub with this message. So I'm just going to say something like add Unity project, because that explains what I've done. So if I just push this up or just commit this. So if we now type git status, we can see that your branch is ahead of origin master by one commit. And this just means that we are ahead of what the files on GitHub has. So we're going to say that we're going to now push all of our files. And to do that, we simply write git push. And that just means that we're going to take our commit with all of the different files and then we're going to push that up to GitHub. So once that's done, we can then move over to GitHub. So now if you just refresh the window of GitHub, you will see that you have all of the new files, a new commit. And if we would navigate to the commits, we can see that we have added our Unity project. So what I've just gone ahead and done now is that I've opened the Unity project and I'm just brought forward the command prompt again. So I urge you to do this beforehand. So we're just going to copy this command in, and this will just change the editor that you're going to use in the terminals. So if we just enter that, we will just have a new editor to write in. And I will show you this as we go on. So if we type git status right now, we should see that we have no changes. I will just open this showcase script that I created beforehand. And we're just going to make some simple changes to this. So let's just remove the start method. I'm then going to save this and I'm going to open the command line again. If we write git status again, we can see this changed file. If we want to see that specific file change, we can write git diff and then paste in that file. That should show us that we have removed these lines right here. If we would have two files and we want to see them simultaneously, we can just write git diff, and that will just show all of the difference that we have in all of the files. So what are we going to do now? So if we write git status again, we can see that it's red. We actually want to add that. So we can either write git add in that specific file or git add all, which just adds all of the files that are not added. If we write git status again, we should see that it's green. We're then going to add a commit to this. So we can do as before, git commit -m and then say a message. So for example, we can say remove start method, and we can push that up. So what I'm actually going to do is that I'm going to show you how you can add a body message to this also. So if we write git commit only, we should see this window right here. So that's what I wanted you to change to nano because it's quite simpler to use. So the git commit message would just be the first line. So for example, remove start method. If you just enter twice, we can then start to type our body message, and that will just be a more in-depth description. So when we want to change this or save this, we can just simply do Control X, and we want to save it, so just hit Y and then just enter. So now we should have a git status of nothing special here. We'll just see that we are ahead of the master again. So we just type git push. So for example, if you're another person that's working on the project and you want the latest changes, you can simply just write git pull, and that will just fetch all of the new changes that someone else or you had uploaded on another computer, for example. So with git pull, you would just take all of the files that are up in the repository and download it into your folder in the local folder. We can see it's already up to date. And if we navigate to assets, we should see our showcase script. You can see also we had a meta file, and we can see that this is now updated. So one more thing that you have to note is that when you're adding files, you will actually get a meta file, and that also has to be added to the repository. So I will just show you this. So let's just add a new C# script, testing. If you write git status now, we can see that there's two files, one for the just the C# file, and then is a meta file. We have to add them both. So first off, git add dot to add them all, git status to just show the status, git commit add test file. Or you can do it the other way. This is just adding a fast commit message. And then we just type in git push to push that up again. So now we can see and navigate to the Chrome window, and we can go to the Unity tutorial here. We should see that that should be added. So if we go to assets, we should see the testing CS and the testing CS meta. If we check that, we should see that we have a simple file. Now we can actually go to the commit to see the whole history that what we have done. So first off, if we used a fast recap, We had the initial commit. This just created our repository, right? Then we had add Unity project. That's when we actually copied the folders, put them in, and then pushed that up. After that, we then used change the file. After we changed it, we added that, committed it with a message. We also added a body to that. So if we just, for example, check the add Unity project, we should see that the message here is nothing special. We just have add Unity project. If we would go to remove start method, we can see that we have the message here, remove start, and then we also have the body message. And then of course we added the test file. And this just shows us that 2 files were added. It was this testing.cs and also the meta file. So with this, you have a basic understanding of Git and GitHub. With Git, we just push the code. We also pull down the code. And with GitHub, we just store it. So there's quite a difference right there. So if you like this video, please let me know by hitting like and also subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. It really means a lot. And also, if you would like to, you can also support me on Patreon. And a special thanks, of course, to Shannon Galway and also everyone else supporting me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.